Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening, guys. So we'll just wait for a couple of minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, then we'll start our session, guys. So waiting for others to join, then we'll start in a couple of minutes, guys. Yeah, Lashman, do you have any queries? If you have any queries, Lashman, you can ping me in the chat. I'll respond to you based on your queries. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's start our session. Then we'll go ahead with our the topics that we started yesterday. It was object-oriented programming language, where we discussed about the how to create a class and object and different types of method, different types of attributes. All those things we have seen, guys. Also, we discussed about the inheritance. Like we just started discussing about inheritance. We are going to continue with the inheritance. Okay, fine, guys. Good evening, everyone. Like guys, see, guys, when you have any queries, don't raise your hand because we will not unmute yourself because I don't have a host access. You can keep type your questions in the chat. Based on the queries that comes, I will be answering it. Right? Being raised your hand, I might not able to unmute you. I'll tell you advance this because I'm not a host. I'm a co-host. I cannot make you as unmuted or make you as a host. Whatever the query you have, please type it in the chat so that I can able to understand and I can respond to on your queries. Okay, I'll just bring down everybody's hand, like whoever is raised the hand. You can ping me in the chat. Okay, fine, guys. So let us open the PyCharm. I will be keep checking the chat windows. Like when you send something, I will be able to respond to all of your queries. Guys. Fine. So today we are going to discuss about the continuation of the inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but inheriting one class into the another class to get use of the class properties, we employee class properties into the developer class properties. So we just inherited employee class into the developer class. When I create a object, it was asking to enter the first name, last name, and pay because of that developer class is not having the constructor. It called the constructor available in the parent class called employee class. So the employee class constructor need all these three: first name, last name, and pay. Then it mandates us to pass the value when I create the object, right? Otherwise, we might not be able to do that. Now, what I'm going to do is let me create a constructor for developer class separately and see what happens. Let's say def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Here also let's ask first name and say last name, pay, and say you get the technology also because the developer will be working on the particular technology. So I'm asking the technology that he or she is working with. Let's do one thing is self dot first name is equal to first name, self dot last name is equal to last name, self dot salary is equal to the pay whatever it is, self dot technology is equal to the technology, self dot email, you can do that, self dot first name plus underscore self dot last name at say put at gmail.com. Fine guys, but now if I run this code guys, will it run successfully or will I get an error? Please let me know guys. If I run this code, will it run successfully or will I get an error? We get the error. The reason is because the developer class has a constructor. This constructor will be called when I create the object. So, but this constructor looks for 4 values: first name, last name, pay, and technology. But I am passing only 3 values: Malini, Shekhar, and 2 lakhs rupees. Dharani, Priya, 3 lakhs. But I am not passing the technology. So I will end up with an error saying that we need to pass a value for the technology. There is one missing required argument, that is technology. Okay, guys. Now, what I have to do? I need to give the technology that Malini and Dharani working with. Let's say Malini working in Python and Dharani is working with Java. Now, if I run this, it will work successfully, no doubt. And it print the email ID malini@gmail.com for Malini or the developer one, and Dharani underscore Priya at gmail.com for developer 2. Good guys. Now you see one thing. The parent class constructor can handle the first name, last name, and pay, and it can create the email ID. But I'm literally repeating that, right, in the child class. Should I do that, or can can I get it done with the help of my parent class? But one thing is, your parent class cannot handle the technology. So what doing that, I'm going to do, I remove the things that my parent class can do. I takes care of assigning only the technology. The remaining thing, assigning the first name, last name, salary, and email ID creation, I'm not going to write the code. It can be done by my parent class called employee class. So what I'm going to do, I will ask my parent to take care of assigning the first name, last name, pay, and email ID creations. So how do I call it? See, if you don't have a particular method, your parent class method will be executed successfully. But here the scenario, you have the constructor. Only the constructor in the developer class will be executed. But if you want to call the parent class constructor, not only the constructor, guys, anytime that when you have a method, but still you want to call your parent class method, what we need to do? There is a keyword called super keyword. The super method will connect us to our parent class. Who is a super to developer? His father. Like if the father is a super hero for all of us, right? Similar way, the super for developer is employee because he is the father. Then I'm saying that the super having the init method, right? I'm going to pass the first name, last name, and pay to my parent class, and I takes care of only the technology assignment. So now, sorry, now I now also I'll get the email ID created because my parent class will take care of email ID creation. Right. I don't want to rewrite the same line that what I can do with the help of my parent class. I don't want to repeat that. So my job is done in the easy way. Okay. Okay. Now super method is used to call the parent class. If you don't have a constructor, automatically your parent class constructor will be executed. Or when you don't have a method, your parent class method will be executed. But when you have a method, but still if you want to call your parent class method, we use super keyword. Fine, guys. Now, we are going to discuss about two things. What is that? Method overloading and method overriding. We'll understand what is method overloading and overriding. Maybe you might have studied in your college or maybe other technology. You might have learned about overloading and overriding it. What is method overloading, guys? Overloading a method means within a same class, we'll have more than one method with the same name. Method name is same, but it varies based on number of arguments that we pass, the types of argument that we pass. Then it varies based on that. See, ideally, guys, in the Java technology or other object-oriented programming technology, there is a class, let's say my class, and inside that there is a method, let's say calculate price something. Let's say if I have x comma y, then let's do something, some statements, and they'll have another method with the same name. They'll say x comma y comma z. It is not in the Python. I'm writing in the other technology, but other technology we have to write like this, guys. But that's okay. I have to write like this, but I'm not concerned about that now. What I'm saying that two method in the same name in the same class is called overloaded method. So why are we creating this kind of method in the other technology is when the user is calling this method with the two input, then what happens? The first method will be executed. They are calling calculate underscore price with the two values. The first method will be executed because this method will execute with the two values. The second method will be called when the user is calling this method with the three values. So users are allowed to call the method with the two values or three values. Based on the number of arguments they pass, the particular method will be executed. See the other technology and all, it's even varies, right? Say we can say integers x and string y like that, and here I can say a string x or integer y, like or integer x, integer y. Though they are two only, here there is a two variable, but the type it varies. Here it is integer and string. Here it is integer and integer. If they call the method with one integer, one string, this method will be executed. Or if they call the method with the two integer, this method will be executed. This is what method overloading is. Because we are overloading the same method with other definitions for other syntax. But you know, Python does not support the overloading method. We cannot achieve the method overloading in Python. Why? Because let's do one thing is I'll show you that. What do you say? Uh, say hello. The method name is say hello, and it takes the name of the person to say hello, and it just print hello, the name. Fine. Now if I call the method, let's see, they are calling without any name. I'll just put self dot first name. If I'm calling the method employee one or developer one, dot say hello, you see what happens? It will say hello Malini. But if I'm trying to say I'm creating the same method with same name in the same class, so it is called method overloading. But it is this method is being called without any argument. This has been called with argument. Let's say I'm calling with the title. I'll say title. Now, what I am thinking, since I achieved the method overloading, Python does not support. I'll tell you why. If I call the method without any argument, what I think is it will call the method in the first one. So because it need not to get any value, if I call this method, it will say hello Malini. But if I pass one value, then it will call this method, second method. But that is what it's not happening in Python. What Python says, if you have a two method with the same name, then Python will have only the latest one. It will remove the old one. It cannot have two methods with the same name. What it does do, when we create a two method, second method when I create with the same name, it will remove this method and it will keep only one definition. So if I want to call this say hello, I have to pass a value for the title. Without that, I cannot run at all. Now, if I run this without any value, assuming that this method will be called, no, I will get an error saying that, hey, where is the value for title? Say hello missing one record argument title, because we have only this definition. It is been overwritten with this, or this is been removed, only this is been stored. Now, if I pass with something, say Miss Malini or Mrs. Malini, something. Now, if I run this, it will say hello Mrs. Malini. Something like that, it will say that way. Only the latest one. We cannot have two methods with the same name in Python. Python does not support the overloading method. It is not needed actually. Why? Because with only one method itself, I can handle whether user is called with one value or two value or three value or four or five or anything. I can able to handle it. I don't want to create a individual method for each and every number of arguments. Right. So method overloading is not possible, guys. But method overriding is possible. What is overriding is When you have a parent and child relationship, let's say this is the employee class, and the child class is developer class. So within the parent and child class, if you have a same method name in both parent and child, that is called overriding it. See, when your parent class has a method, let's say appraisal method, you don't want to recreate it. You can use them actually, right? If you are recreating it with new definition, that is called overriding it. Say appraisal, if I write, see it says, hey, you are doing the, let's come up, overrides the method in employee class. There is a method in the employee class, you can literally use it, you don't want to recreate, but you are doing it, that is called overriding. Why I am doing it is, my parent class method will raise the salary with only 2%, because the hike is 2%. But developer class, I want to give the different appraisal. Let's see, let me copy and paste. So I'm giving some different definition case, right? So that way, if I don't want to use the definitions what I have in my parent class, if I want to use the different, let's say I want to revise the salary with 2, double 100% hike I'm giving that. So you have to override, right? You have to recreate it. Now if I print, let's say I have to return it. Okay, print developer 1 dot salary, and let's say developer 1 is going for the appraisal meeting, so his salary will become double, and print the latest salary. Like that, let's do it for the other one also, other employee developer also. There are 2 developer, right? You will see the current salary for the developer 1 is 2 lakhs. Because of he is going through the appraisal, his salary will become double, so it will become 2 lakhs become 4 lakhs. Here the current salary for developer 2 is 3 lakhs. She is going to the appraisal, so it will become, his salary will become 4 lakhs, 6 lakhs. Double actually. 2 become 4, 3 become 6, because it is calling, see, because of this developer class has a method called appraisal, it will get executed only when the developer class is not having, it will go for the parent class. So I have my parent class has this method, but my parent class method is having different logic, but I want to double the salary, so I need to recreate the same method myself, so that when I call this method with the object, child class object, this method will be called and my salary will be doubled actually. Okay, this is called overriding, guys. Overriding in the sense, if we create a 2 method with the same name in both parent class and child class, that is called overriding it. We are rewriting it, overriding it. But overloading is not possible in Python. Only the latest method will be stored. It will not store the 2 method in the same name. Okay. So is it clear up to now, like what is a superclass and why overloading is not possible, and how do you do the overriding when it is called as overriding in Python? Is it clear for everyone, guys? Let me share the today's code what I prepared. Why I'm sharing all the code each and every time, right? If you are very clear with the oops, then the rest of the things will become very easy, guys. This is where people are struggling, so that's why. Okay, let me share it in the code, guys, and please confirm once you are done, then we'll go ahead with the continuation of this. I'm sharing the link to everyone in the chat. I sent in the chat, guys, to all of you. Please practice it and confirm once you all are done, and we'll go with the next set of things. Okay, you want me to brief once again? Okay. Okay, guys. Let's explain once again, guys. Give me a minute for all of you. See, if you want to call the parent class method manually, we need to use a super method. Super dot init that I'm calling this init that is present in my super class, which is my parent class. So super method is used to call the parent method. That is why super dot init means the parent class constructor will be executed. Okay. Okay. And overloading is not possible. That we can ignore it. We don't want to even spend time on this because we don't have a overloaded method concept. We are not using that overloaded concept in Python since Python is not supporting that. But overriding means if when you have a parent and child inheritance concept, if your parent class has a method, but still you create the method with the same name, that is called overriding, which means you are rewriting the definition for the method. Whatever have in your parent class, you are rewriting in your class. Your parent class is revising the salary of 2%, but you want to revise to 100%. So you are rewriting. That is called overriding. In a inheritance, if you have a two method in if you have a method in both parent class and child class, that is called overriding. Why are we going to use the overriding? See, because of I inherited the one class into myself, I don't want to use all the method I have in my parent class. See, my parent class have a different logic for some method, but as it's myself, I want a different logic. I cannot literally use as it is for some cases, right? Not all the method, few method I cannot use it means I can get them recreated in myself. Anything that you can use as it is, you can go ahead with your parent class method. If you think that some method you want to rewrite it, then you can use it in this. You can override it. That is called overriding concept case. Okay. So inheritance is used to get a properties of, I mean, get the method or attribute present in a one in this class should be available to this class object also. We don't want to recreate, but still I can able to access the parent class method. That is how the inheritance is been done this. Okay, look at the each and every lines of code that I have explained and I mean I have written, and confirm if we have if it's clear or not clear. Yes, overloading means same class, overriding means different class. Different class in the sense parent and child class only. If I have one class in one program, another class in another program, if I have a method in the same name in both, that is not overriding. In the parent and child relationship, if you have a method in the same name, that is called overriding it, because you don't want to have a same method in both parent and child. If parent has, that can be accessed by both parent object and child object also, but still if you are rewriting with a new definition on the child class, that is called overriding. In a inheritance concept, if you have a method present in both parent class and child class with the same name, that is called overriding. Overloading means the same class, but that is not available in the Python. Okay, hope it's clear to everyone, guys. And I share the code in the chart. Sorry, not in the chart. I also share the code in the chart. If somebody not able to download, maybe I can share in the chart also. And please practice this, guys, and confirm once you are clear with all of them. And we'll go ahead with I'll explain about multiple inheritance. Right after this, we'll discuss about multiple inheritance. Yes. Okay, fine, guys. I'll wait for your confirmation. Kindly confirm in the chart. Then we'll go ahead with the next set of things. கால் பண்ணாங்க எங்க மம்மியா எங்க மம்மி கால் பண்ண என்கிட்ட கொடுக்க வேண்டியதானே சரி Guys, may I know, is it done? Shall we proceed or you need a time, guys? Please kindly confirm in the chat once you are done. Or if you have any queries, please ping me in the chat, guys. I'll explain it. Sure, guys. And please confirm once it is done. Okay. Okay, guys. So let us continue with uh, the next thing. So multiple class I'm going to inherit. Okay, I'm going to say, how do you get the multiple class inherited into a single class? Say I have the employee class and developer class. So let me create another class. I'll keep them down because we don't want. We'll focus on this class. So one class is the employee class. Other class is a developer class. Let me create one other class. Okay, that is a child class. I mean third class. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to inherit both. I mean, what I do. Let's do one thing, guys. Let's remove the relationship for now for understanding this. Let's say this is a separate class and that other one is a separate class. So if I have like this, I need all of them here also. Fine, yes. Now what I'm going to do, I'll create employee class, developer class, say manager class. I'm inheriting from employee as well as developer. You are inheriting from two class. So multiple inheritance. I am inheriting these two class into one class called manager class. This is a child class. These two are the parent class. Now let me do one thing. I am not giving anything. Let me create an object. Say manager underscore one is equal to. Now, should I give the value as per the constructor that is there in the developer class or in the employee class? What I should do is, should I give the, because of the manager class is not having the constructor, when I create a object, do I need to give the value as per the constructor that is there in the employee class or the developer class? Let's run it. Let's say manager. Let's say Ranga. First name. Last name is say Ram. And say his salary, I'll give something better. Okay. 35 lakhs. Manager, right? Okay, 10 lakhs, 39 lakhs. So the other manager, I'll do create. Bala Murugan. Say his salary is 45 lakhs. Now if I print manager one dot email and manager two dot email, I see whether the constructor is executed and email ID got created. Will it run or not, guys? It will run because I'll tell you why. First parent is employee. Only when employee is not having something, it will go to the developer class. Because the order, yeah, I'll share that case. I'll share the whole program next time when I share it. Okay. See, the order that I have mentioned is, here I mentioned the order, first is employee, then developer. When I try to call something from the manager class object, first it will check whether the manager class has the method or not. If manager class is not having, it will check whether employee class has it or not. If employee class also not having, then it will go for the developer class. It will go in the order only. Or if you want everything should be executed from the developer class before manage employee class, then what you need to do, you have to make the developer class as a first class, first parent. Like that you need to give. Now if I run this, it is highlighting the error. A, the developer class is having 4 value, you have to give the technology. I will get the error. Technology, because first parent is developer, it will check developer class. Only when the developer class is not having, it will go for the employee class. Now, developer class is looking for first name, last name, salary, and pay. Sorry, technology. And since I'm not passing the technology, I got error. If we change it back, employee, comma, developer, it works very well. Right, guys. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call the appraiser. Let's see. I'll just print it like this. Now, what happened? We know that the appraisal is present in both the class, both employee class and developer class. Which one will be called? Because of I don't have the manager class is not having the appraisal, it will take it from the employee class only. Only 2% will be revised from current salary for both Ranga and Bala, because the employee class appraisal have 2%. 35 lakhs become 30 lakh 5 lakhs 70,000. 45 lakhs become 45 lakhs 90,000. But you think, hey, I don't want the method from the developer class, or I don't want the method from the employee class. I'm okay to get all other method to be executed from employee class. Only the developer, only the appraisal alone I want from the developer class, because developer class it only revise the salary to double. I want that method. How do I do that? So, but all other method I want from employee class as a first point, so that I made them as a first method, class. But if you want to skip the employee class and you want to call the method from the developer class by skipping this, what you need to do, you have to create a method in the same name with you as a manager class, so that you can direct to where it has to go. Let's create the same method appraisal. And now from here, you can skip the employee class and go to the developer class. How do you do that? You can directly call this, hey, the developer class has the appraisal, right? You pass the self. Self means the object information. Right? Now, if you call this, your salary will become double. 35 becomes 70, 45 become 90. This is the one way directly. The other way is, if I want to call the second parent, we know the super method is there, right? Super method. Super method is used to call the parent, immediate parent. Manager super is employee. But I am saying that, hey, not super of me. Let's say what is there next to employee, and I am passing the object. You call that appraisal method. That's this way also you can get the method present in the next parent class to be executed. Either you can directly call it, or you can say in the super you can pass the first parent, then super of the immediately super will find out the first parent, but you are passing the first parent as argument, so it will go to the next parent, which is this developer, and from that the appraisal method will be executed. So you can inherit two class or three class, four class, everything, any number of classes that you can inherit. Guys, no limitations. What I need to do, I have to put comma one more class, comma one more class, comma one more class. Like that, I can go for any number of classes. It is not possible in Java. In Java, we have a inheritance. Abstract class and different concept is there. Is not striking in mind. Interface, yes, interface we need to create in Java, but here we don't want that concept and all. We can directly use whether you want to inherit one class or two class or any number of classes you want to inherit. You can directly put comma 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 and you can add any number of classes, but the order that it will execute, first it will execute this class method. If it is not having, then it will look for this class, or even if it is not having, it look for this class. Like that it goes. But if you want to skip one class to another class, you need to create a method yourself and direct to where do you want to go. Right? That is how the multiple inheritance happens. Guys. Right. So is it clear or any queries? Let me, that's all with the inheritance. I'm copy and paste the whole program now. Some of you asked, right? Copy and send me the whole. I do now. And I just remove the unwanted spaces that I have. Okay. You can practice the multiple inheritance ways and do confirm. I request you to confirm. Last time I got the confirmation only from 4 of you, and one of you asked the 10 minutes extra time because to practice it. Only when I get something from you, I know that whether you need a time or you are done. Right? Please confirm once it is done. We are completed the main topic, which is inheritance. The abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and all, it's been used, but not that much complex. But we'll discuss all of them today. Okay. I'll be in mute. Please confirm once you are done, guys. See guys, so I am explaining because I was asked to explain once again. Multiple inheritance is nothing but we are inheriting multiple class into the one class base. I'm inheriting two classes into one class called manager class. This is called multiple inheritance. So the manager class having two parent. One is employee, other one is the developer class. So if I try to call, I will create an object for I created the object for the manager class. If I'm calling any method by using the manager class object, it will try to check whether the manager class has a method or not. If manager class has a method, it will get executed. If manager class is not having the method, it will go for the employee class and check whether the employee class has it or not. If employee class also not having, it will go for the developer class. If developer class also not having, it will throw the error saying that no method found. The order in which it will check the method is, first it will check itself in manager class, then it will go for the employee class, then it will go for the developer class. Right, but there is a scenario, I have a same method in both employee class and developer class, like appraisal. But if I want that method to be executed from the developer class, not from employee class, what I need to do? For that, we have to create a method with the same name in this manager class, because when I call the appraisal method with manager object, it will execute the class that is present in the manager class. Here I'm not doing anything. I'm just connecting to the developer class method. If I'm not having the method created in the manager class, by default, it will be executed from the employee class method. But I don't want that employee class method. I want the other class method. Then you have to say developer dot the appraisal method you need to call, or you have to say super of, by default, super for a manager is employee, first parent only. But if you pass the first parent inside the super method, it will go to the second parent. So super of, you have to send the object also. The super of first parent comma self dot appraisal is connecting to the second parent called developer class. See, this scenario will come only when you have a same method in both parent, but you want to call the method from the second parent. If you are leaving it as it is, it will be executed from the first parent case. Right, that is how it will be working in the multiple inheritance. Okay, fine guys. So that's what we discussed on this. Now what we are going to discuss is, we are going to discuss about the abstraction. Let us see what is abstraction and how does abstraction work. I'm going to create the new program for discussing about the abstract class. It's abstraction.py. What is abstraction, guys? When do you call a class as a abstract class or method as a abstract method is, if I have a class which has an abstract method, see, if a class have any one method as abstract method, at least one method as abstract method, then that class is called abstract class. What is abstract method is the method without definitions. Only the method name only will be there. There will not be any definitions for this. That is called abstract method. If the method with definitions or method with the code, what it has to do, that is a normal method. But I have a method alone. I don't have the code like definitions of the method, then that is called abstract method. When do you go for abstract method base? Abstract class concept is, for example, let's say like there is a car company. What they want to do, if they are selling the car without, without any particular component, what will happen, guys? It will be a big problem, right? It cannot be as it is, right? See, if you go for hotel, let's say we take a plate of, one plate of lunch, let's say veg meal, we'll get all the item. If they have not given puppet, okay, we manage it, we adjust it, that should be okay. But when we drive the car, if they give the car without brake, is that okay like a puppet? No, that is a big problem, right? Then what we need to do in that case, I mean they can create a, they have to make sure that every car is getting released with the fitting all the components. If you want to check how many components we have in each car, it may be multiple guys, nearly 10,000 plus component will be there. It's, we see literally the body, steerings and the seat belt and floor mat, the mat and wipers or mirror, glass, door, this only we see that. But if I open the engine, I mean the front end and back and engine and all, there will be multiple small piece of component is there. If you miss any one, then it will be a problem. Correct. That is how it goes. So what they can do, they have to make sure that every component is fixed before the car is getting released in the market. So in that case, what they can do, they can create a one abstract class, and they can make a create a method for each and every component as a abstract method. And any car that they are going to manufacture, the car company will say, hey, if you want to manufacture any car, you should make the abstract class as a parent class, otherwise you should not do the work. So if we are inheriting the abstract class as a parent class, we have to provide the definitions for all the abstract methods, otherwise we will not able to execute the code. Right, 1 second guys. Sorry, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a car class by keeping, let's say as we discussed, maybe the components of the car as a abstract method, and I will create a another class for creating the new car. Then I can execute the program only when I provide the definitions for all the abstract method I have it. Otherwise it will not allow. If I miss any one method, it will not allow. Right, only when I fit all the component I can release the car. Similar way, only when I take care of all the abstract method, I can execute my code. That way it works. Now let me create a like class as per the discussion we have it is. For example, I'll just create a class as a car. Right. Let me create a couple of methods. And one thing guys, abstract class cannot be instantiated. Means we cannot create the object for the abstract class. Correct. We cannot create the object for the abstract class. It has to be inherited into the other class as a parent class and start doing the work. So because we cannot create the object, we will not have the constructor in the abstract class. Guys. Now, let me create couple of methods. Let's say I create a method for brake. Car should have a brake, right? I'm not giving anything. Right, let's say pass something. And give one more thing is a mirror. Car should have a mirror. Why it is giving self and all? Okay, okay, it should have a self. Okay. So I cannot keep writing for all the 1,000 or 10,000 component we have. Let's stop it here. Core method, I made them as abstract method. Now, the company says, hey, whenever you create a class, you create a new car, you have to make sure that you are inheriting this class so that you can release the car. So if I create a car, or maybe uh, let's say I'm creating EcoSport, Ford car, right? I'm inheriting this car class. So what does it mean? If I inherit a abstract class into the another class, I have to provide the definition for all the abstract method from inside the child class. But I'm not doing anything. Let me directly create the constructor. Let's say car model or make. I put self.make equal to make. And I create another one, del dot. And let me do one thing, guys. The abstract class can have abstract method and non-abstract method also. Let's say price is the abstract method I'm going to get. And I say the make or the model, let's say. If the model is, let's say, a Figo, Ford Figo, I'm writing it Ford car because I know I use only the Ford car. So let's say I'm just returning or print, just say 9 lakh rupees. L if the model is say EcoSport. Then I'm just saying 16 lakhs. Else I'm saying that please check at showroom, something. Okay, fine guys. Simple. I'm just showing that we can have the non-abstract method also. We know that we cannot create the object for the abstract class. Then how do we execute this method? No problem. This method can be executed from the object that we created in the child class. Now, let me create the C1 equal to EcoSport. I'm creating the Ford is the make, the company car. Now, if I say C1 dot price, I want to know the price for, let's say, Aspire. Aspire is their model, right? But you know, what did I say till now? Where this step comes from? This? Okay, what did I say? I cannot execute the program if I'm not giving the definition for all the abstract method. Now what it will do? It will run successfully. Why? Because if I give something else, let's say figure, it's a 9 lakhs. But how does it run? Is all the method. This class is not a abstract class. Whatever we written is correct. But in Python, if you want to make this class as abstract class, we have to use import the ABC from small abc and abstract method. ABC is nothing but there is a library available in the name of ABC. ABC is abstract base class. So if you create a class by inheriting from capital letter ABC, which is abstract base class, then only it will become the abstract class. And if you want to mark the method as abstract method, you have to annotate it like at the rate of abstract method, so that it will be considered as a abstract method. Fine guys, this is not abstract method. Now if I run this, since I inherited the abstract class, it will throw the error. Hey, there are 4 methods with abstract methods. You have to take care. You cannot instantiate abstract class EcoSport with abstract method, brake, engine, mirror, and seat belt. There are 4 methods with abstract method. I cannot execute my program until I give the definition for them. I cannot escape it without giving the definition. So I cannot release my car without taking care of, without fitting all the components. That's how it works. Now if I say, let me create the definitions for all 4 methods. What are the methods? Let me just copy and paste. I'm going to provide the definition for all of them in the child. Let me remove this. Right. I need to provide the definition for brakes. We can say simply maybe self dot brakes something. I'm giving some definitions. I'll taking care of that. Let's say I'm say applied and say mirror self dot mirror is equal to say mirror count something. I'm getting it 4 fitted. I think we have only 2, right? I think 2 or 4 something. Or let's say yes. Nowadays this blind spot something comes. That's okay. Cell dot engine type is equal to say power strain engine. Cell dot seat belt, you can say fitted something. Now I taken care of providing the definition for all of them. Now if I run my program, it will run. Break is a special keyword. It is not taking up. I have to give the break. Break and continue is a different thing. So now it runs. So unless I provide the definitions for all the methods, I cannot execute my program guys. So unless you take care of fitting all the components. So what I do, I create a class by keeping all the 10,000 component as a abstract method. So whenever I create a new car, I should take care of all the method. I should take care of all the components to be fitted in the car so that I can release in the market. I cannot escape without fitting even single component. So now it says, okay, you are able to execute because you got them. Everything is recreated. See, this child class is not for only for creating the definition for abstract method. You can create your own method also. That should be okay. Let's say check availability. Something I'm writing it. The car model. I'm saying that if car model is equal to, let's say, equals sport, you can print no stock. And if the car model is Fiesta, you can say print two car available. Something I'm writing in here. Else print, please mention the model that you want to check. Something I'm writing it. See, this child class is not for only for defining the abstract method. I should take care of all the abstract method, and along with that I can have additional method also. Now if I say C1 dot check availability for, let's say, Fiesta, I will get the things work success, right? So if you want to make a class abstract class, you should inherit it from the capital letter ABC in Python. The capital letter ABC is nothing but abstract base class. And if you want to mark a method as abstract method, you have to annotate in the name of @abstract method. That is a syntax case we have to follow. And when you inherit a abstract class into the child class, you have to take care of providing the definition for all the abstract method in your parent class. Otherwise, you cannot execute that. After you define that, you might be able to execute this, right? So anything like for example, if you are going for college, like let's say if you are going for some applying the loan in the bank, they have a abstract method. Is Aadhaar card, PAN number, passport photo, application is everything is submitted, filled, and the civil score is above 700 or 800. Like they have a method. Only when everything is passed, you will be able to get the loan. Like that, we can do that case for a lot of scenarios. This is the abstract method. What I do, I will copy and paste in the chart as well as in the code share guys. So I'll just paste it in both the places. I share this link once again because some of you have joined now. You can take the link from chart also, the content also in the chart. Please practice the content guys and do confirm once it is done. Or if you have any queries, let me know. But one thing guys, I want request. Today I got twice. Can you repeat once again? That is the way it should not work. Right? You have to listen it. If you ask, can you repeat once again? I mean, and ideally that should not be the case, right? Nobody will explain that. Nobody will show interest to explain it. You have to ask what is the query you have, where exactly you have a doubt. So don't ever ask, can you repeat once again? I don't do that. Yes, I already did twice because I was not informing you all in advance. Now I am saying that you have to ask a question, particularly what you have it. Okay. So please confirm once it is done, or if you have any queries, be specific with the query, guys. That way I can more explain on that. Okay, guys. So thanks for confirming. Let's go ahead with the next topic. We are going to discuss about encapsulation. See, the polymorphism is something very simple, guys. I'll just cover that quickly. What is polymorphism is nothing but uh, poly means multiple case, multiple behavior. Morphism is behaviors. Multiple behaviors is called polymorphism. Let's say if I say 5 plus 6, what it will happen? It will perform the addition of these two numbers. Now this plus is acting as a addition operation. If I put Rahul, let's use this something like plus Ramesh. Now what will happen, guys? Will it perform the addition operation? No. It will perform the concatenation operation. The plus between the number is a addition. The plus between the string is a concatenation, right? So like that multiplication also, guys. For example, if I put 5 into 6, I'll get 30 as a result, because it is the what? Let's see, 5 and 6, 30. It is the multiplication operation. If I put, let's say, Chennai space 10, it is not multiplication, it is a repetition operator. It will print 10 times Chennai. So the same, I mean, things will work in the different way based on the scenario. Is called polymorphism. So nothing much on this. But the last one we are going to discuss is encapsulation. For that, what I am going to discuss, let's say I create a one file as a bank, and I'll create a class as a account creation class. And let's say there is a method init. When I create the account, I want the customer name, and maybe I want the first name, last name. First name, last name, and say I want their Aadhaar number or PAN, let's say Aadhaar number, and the deposit amount, right? When we open the account in the bank, we need to provide some deposit amount. Let's say self dot and self dot sorry self dot Aadhaar, and self dot balance. Balance whatever the amount they deposited, that is become the balance date. And I create the user ID and password. Let's say user ID, I'm saying that first name at the rate of 123, and self dot password, I'm giving that say last name, let's say at the rate of let's say 123, yes, or 100 or hash 100. Okay, so that is what this program is created with the abstract method. Like when somebody wanted to create an account, they have to pass the first name, last name, Aadhaar number, and deposit amount, and the account will be created, and they'll get the user ID and password and all of them, guys. Okay, so now let me create another program. Name it as a user program. User want to create the account. If I want to create an object for this class, what I need to do, I need to import it. What, from where it is? From this is available in the bank.py, the account class. From bank, import account. Then I can create account. Like say A1 is equal to only one account. I create account. I'll put first name is say Rahul. and last name say Ramesh, and Aadhaar number. Let's do some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Some number, right? And the initial deposit amount. Let's say I'm depositing 5,000 to get the account created. Let's check what is the user ID and password and run this. You see, user ID is Rahul at 123, password is Ramesh at 100. It's all done. The thing is that what I want to do, I have the balance. If I want to know the balance, I can able to access the balance. Fine, I can check my balance like this. But what happen if I do like this? I have access to balance. I want to check on 200,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore. I just hack it. Then again, if I check the balance, it will say your balance is 1 crore. Tell me, guys, is it right way to do that? Can I let the user to change the balance without the depositing the amount? Is it the right way? Okay. So we should not allow them, guys, actually. So what I need to do in that case, I have to hide it actually. I should not let the user to directly access or modify. I should not let them to do that. So what I do in that case, I can do one thing. What I can do, I can make this variable as a, see by default, all of them are public. I can make them as a protected variable. What do you mean by protected variable? Means if I start the variable with underscore, where I'm typing it, like say, to start the variable with underscore, that is called protected. Protected variable can be accessed within the class or from the child class. It cannot be accessed from any other class. But this is not a child class, it is some other program. So I should not able to access the protected variable. Since I marked them as underscore, it cannot be accessed. It should not be accessed. Fine. Then how the user knows what is the balance? We will be having two methods. One is setter method and getter method. Please. Let's say set balance. I'll create and get the new amount to be deposited. And if they deposit additional amount, whatever the balance they have it, you can say set dot balance plus the amount, you sum of that, right? And you can return the, or you can set the value. Or if you want to know the balance, you say get balance is the method. Setter getter method will create for protected variable or private variable that we'll be discussing little later. Now what I'm doing it, I create the one getter method. So get balance. If they ask, I will return the balance. You don't directly access it. You call me, I will return you the balance. Right. Now, if I want to know the balance, I should not directly access the balance. I have to call the get balance. What I'm doing that, I'm just returning it. So I will print it. Print balance in my account. So balance. Right. I should be able to do that. I cannot directly access it. If I want to add the amount, I have to call the set balance. Say I'll add 5 more thousand. After adding 5 more thousand, if we check the balance, it will say 10,000. It will say initially it is 5,000. Later I added 5 more thousand. It becomes 10,000. Then because of it is protected method, can user able to download access it? Let's see. Try to change that. Let's say a1 dot underscore balance is equal to, let's say I make 1 lakh or 10 lakh. Let's try to print the balance now. Does it get changed? Can I able to change it directly if it is a protected variable? Yes. Okay, then what is the point of protected variable? See, protected variable means that variable can be accessed within the class or from the child class. It cannot be accessed from anywhere, but in Python, we can do that. Python doesn't stop us to do that. Python says, hey, if it is a protected variable, don't try to access it. Don't try to modify it. If you do that, it will not stop it. It is just give us on our own choice. But if you write a code like this, your project, your program will not be approved to deploy into the production case. The manager or the leader who is going to review your code, they will raise a defect saying that why are you trying to modify the protected variable? They made it as a protected, right? You should not access it. But if you access it, it is not going to throw the error, but you should not do that. Right? That is what. But there is no point of protected or private in Python, which everything is accessible. But I'm saying that we should not do that. So, but if I say double underscore, then it becomes private. Private means it cannot even able to access it by the child class. It can be accessed only by the class, same class. It cannot be even accessed from the child class. Let's put one more underscore. Now guys, now what I do, this way it will work. Even if it's a private, this because I'm going with the proper channel, set method and get method, it works. But as like the previous one, let me try to change it. Let a1 dot underscore underscore balance 1, 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, 1 crore and print the balance. Now if I run this, it will say error. Sorry, I don't run in the debug mode. Let me run in the normal. It will say the error saying that I am not able to understand the, let's see. See, let me run it this. It is not able to change the balance and not getting it. Why it is doing that? It printing the balance only 5,000. It is not able to change it because this variable is not visible to the other program. It can be accessed only the within the program. But you can ask, hey, just now you said in Python there is no restriction to access the private and protected variable. Then user is not able to modify the private variable. There is a way to do that. How do you do that? If I keep this simple leading underscore and the class name, I might be able to change the private variable also. See, my balance is 1 crore now. But we should not do in this way. Don't do that. Correct. Right. That is how it is. So public is the variable name without any underscore. Protected means single underscore. Private means double underscore. Then if it is a private or protected, we will have a setter and get method. Then you can ask, hey, even if I call a set method or get method, it is going to give the value. What is the use of get and set method is, if you want to ask the balance get method, it will not immediately return you. It will ask your first name, it will ask your last name, it will ask your card 4-digit number, last 4-digit number or CVV number, it will ask your enter to the date of birth. Only when you enter all of them correct, it will return the value. We need to write a code for all of them. That is a project always. We are just learning the concept. Set balance means it will ask you to enter the amount. If the amount is given, or if you give the check number, if it will check whether the check is valid or not, then only it will change the balance. Otherwise, it will not do that. But ideally, it will not allow you to modify the variable directly if it is a private or protected. But Python, there is a way to access it, but we should not do that. This concept is called encapsulation. We are hiding the variable, hiding the information from user view. we don't allow the user to modify the values. That is the encapsulation. We are giving the two other method that will check whether the user is valid user or not, and only will change the things case. So what I'm going to do, I will share this code. That's all with the I mean encapsulation guys. Let's say this is bank.py. Please practice it and confirm if it is clear. I mean, that's all with the object oriented program guys. We are done with today's class. But one thing I want you to practice this and confirm. Post your confirmation. We will wind up the class, and the next class information will be shared with all of you guys. So I'll share the things with in the chart also. Okay, kindly practice it and confirm me once it is done guys, and we'll go ahead with that. Okay, we are done with the session, but if there is any question and answer, we will clarify that. Sorry. Okay, guys, I got couple of you confirmed. Others also, please do confirm, guys. If it is clear, I'll wait for your confirmation. Or if you have any queries, please do let me know, guys. So, guys, kindly fill the attendance, guys, and the link is been shared in the chat. I request everyone to fill the attendance, guys. See, the Python code that end with C is a C language, guys. See, we have a Python version for C, C Python, J Python for Java. So different versions for different technologies available. So those five will be having dot C, dot JP, I mean Java. So different version of code. Python can integrate with the other technology also, guys. So that's why we have C Python, J Python, normal Python are available in the marketplace. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think that's it today. So yeah, we can leave the meeting, guys. So if you have done the attendance sheet, fill. That's it today. Thanks for joining, and we'll wind up the call today, guys. Okay. Thank you, everyone, guys.
Guys, I just want to inform you one thing. We are done with the Python programming agenda. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to start the SQL program. Okay. For next 5 days, we are cover SQL.
Amar, can I wind up?
Yeah, Tirunath.